Good evening, I'm Trey Florence and I'm with my partners Kyron Hurd and Jalen Pittman, and today we will be discussing Chapter 3, Interpersonal Communication Skills. The 5 key topics that we'll be going over will be nonverbal, listening, voice and text, social media, and meetings. Nonverbal communication. The 6 topics within nonverbal communication consist of body movement, physical appearance, voice qualities, time, touch, space, and territory. For body movement, you should be comfortable and confident, but not intimidating. You should always have eye contact with your audience and pace yourself back and forth to make yourself comfortable. If you talk with your hands, make sure you talk in a calm manner. Physical appearance. Both males and females should have good hygiene, and for males, have a good haircut, and for females, have your hair in a business professional style, and always smell good. For voice qualities, you should not be monotone and you should be intriguing with your words. For keywords, you should use emphasis on those words. For time, your presentation should be in a timely manner. You should keep the attention of your audience, but still get your point across. For touch, make sure you greet everybody with a handshake. And for space and territory, here is the appropriate manner and space that you should be within the space of your colleagues. Listening. I've seen listening improve task and relationships by helping execute the goal successfully, discovering and trading new skills and talents with coworkers. On the right side, you will see qualities of relationships, and on the left, you will see qualities of task. Each of these qualities will help meet the goal and execute successfully. When listening, you should always give your undivided attention to the person teaching the course and be open-minded. You should also participate and wait until the end of the presentation to ask questions. Now on to my partner Kyron Hurd with the next topic.
To piggyback off what Trey was saying, social media is another interpersonal communication skill that businesses use to communicate with consumers. One question that you should ask yourself is, what brands do you follow on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram? I know for my personal sake, I follow people like Gunna, Young Thug, and Chief Keef because these are actors and artists that I listen to on a daily basis. So this is just some of the ways as a consumer that I connect with people through platforms on social media. Another way businesses use social media is through Twitter. JetBlue and Southwest had a consumer that was concerned about the tweet that JetBlue made. JetBlue made a tweet to Southwest and pretty much congratulated them. The consumer responded and said, "Are you guys like friends or something like that?" And JetBlue responded to the consumer saying that it's fine to have friendly competition. And they even noted that Southwest was good competition for them and that they were doing good in the industry. So this is just another way that businesses can use social media to act positive to one another and even communicate with each other. Another example of how businesses use social media to interact with consumers is when Amy's Baking Company used Yelp to host reviews. Yelp is an app that allows the consumers to rate them based on their experience there. And with this particular company, a consumer rated them and the company responded to the consumer. Instead of responding in a positive way or responding by actions, the company chose to respond based on emotions. So what this led to was an outraged consumer because of the stuff that the businesses had replied. And in this situation, the businesses used social media in a negative way as the consumer was upset about how they responded. There was also another case on Twitter where Kenneth Cole responded to some things that were going on in Egypt. When he did this, the consumers on Twitter felt totally outraged by this. Outraged. Where to the point where they were losing sales, which I'll talk about in the future, and to the point where the company had to respond and apologize for what they were saying. So here's a little bit about what happened and how they responded. This is some of the tweets that were put out once Kenneth Cole said what they said about what's going on in Egypt. As you can see, a lot of people were upset. They were not a fan of what Kenneth Cole had to say. And in response, Kenneth Cole noticed this. Well, the first thing that Kenneth Cole noticed was a big decline in sales. As you can see, right here, they were financially stable. But as soon as the tweet went out, sales went down dramatically. And then Kenneth Cole had to set up an apology. And then the sales kind of went back up. But they still weren't at the same spot that they were at before. So this is just one way you can see that social media impacts a company's sales just by their response to consumers and things they say on social media. All right, so the next interpersonal communication skill that I will be discussing is the voice and text. So this one is pretty self-explanatory, so we'll just dive right into it. So voice and text communication consists of office phone, home phone, voiceovers, phone calls, emails, anything of that nature. So here's an example, well, two examples of voice communication done in the.
Hello, you've reached John at 5-Star Lodging. I'm in the office today, but away from my desk. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
In this form of verbal communication, they left a voicemail stating that they're out of the office and that they will contact them as soon as possible. So this lets the person know, hey, I didn't receive my call, but they will be reaching out to me. And here's the second one.
Hi, Malcolm. It's David returning your call. Yeah, sure. I'll bring a laptop and remote as a backup to the meeting with Sinclair tomorrow. I'll be at 505 Broadway at noon. See you then.
And this is the person responding to a voicemail that was left for them by him saying, hey, I'm returning your call. It lets him know, hey, I received your call, but I was doing something. And then he responded to his call in voicemail in a timely manner. So this is the way that voice and text communication could be distributed inside of a business organization. So I'll leave it up for Jalen, and we'll move on from there.
My name is Jalen Pittman, and I am working on the meeting part of the presentation. I think the meeting format is best is face-to-face online meetings or video conferences because, you can get really the good gist of everything. You can really see the person's faces. You can really see everyone's face, how they react and how they feel about the conversation, how they feel about a certain topic. Conference calls are cool, but, you can always have other stuff going on in the background. We want your undivided attention when we're having meetings. So, I really work well with face-to-face more type apps and face-to-face meetings and online meetings and video conferences. I like video conferences because they're all the same thing as long as I get to see your face. How to plan a meeting, I think you should just identify why you're having a meeting. Make sure your meeting is necessary. You might not even need to have the meeting. You might could just go ahead and get everything handled. Might not even need to have the meeting, Go ahead and see if you really even need the meeting. Then decide who should attend the meeting. You should always want to make sure that you don't need as many people. You want to make sure you can keep it as limited as possible. When I say that, I mean make sure that if anybody doesn't need to be there, doesn't have to be there, then they don't need to be there. Just make sure you can keep it very efficient. Make sure that the people that need to be there are there, and people that don't need to be there, they don't have to be there. Prepare an agenda. Make sure that you have an agenda for this meeting. Make sure that you understand the people that are at this meeting are there for a purpose, and make sure that you have the perfect agenda. You want to make sure that the meeting starts on time, make sure the meeting doesn't go over time, to make sure that everything is done accordingly. Arrange your logistics, make sure that you're getting every topic that you want to handle, make sure everything is there squared away. How would you handle these situations? I would think when one participant tells a funny story or something like that, or it's being funny or everyone's laughing and joking around at the meeting, I'll probably redirect them and tell them to go ahead and get back focused. Let's focus up. We got a meeting going on. Let's go ahead and get back right. When somebody tries to start the meeting, but two participants are still talking with each other, I'll probably just tell them, come on, we got a sidebar conversation. We can have those later. Let's go ahead and get to the meeting. Let's focus up and lock in. Let's go ahead and get this meeting over with. If somebody's on their phone during the conference meeting and we're trying to get through this meeting, I probably ask them a question like pertaining to the topic that we're talking about. Understand that, see if they understand what's going on. Ask them a question. I want to call them out. Just ask them a question. See if they can lock back in. See if they're focused. And they might be focused on the phone, but they might not be. So I'm gonna ask them a question. See if they really are focused. And if they're not, they'll probably go ahead and take heed and understand that they need to get focused. When you come to the meetings, make sure that you arrive on time. Make sure that's the main thing. When I'll take a couple of these. I'll just when you come to a meeting, just make sure you arrive on time. Don't bring food. Turn off your cell phones. Make sure everything's silent. Make sure that you are come prepared and focused for this meeting. Make sure that you understand that we're just trying to get in this meeting and get out of this meeting. Make sure we understand why we're here and get the meeting squared away and get everything that we need to be talked about, and everything that's answered, questions that need to be answered. So everyone can get in and get out. To participate, make sure you participate. Make sure you stay focused. Make sure you engage. Make sure you if you have a disagreement with somebody, make sure it's respectful. Make sure you keep it a respectful manner. Virtual meetings, practice with the technology first. Make sure that you understand what's going on the app before you get on the meeting. Make sure you're used to the app. Make sure you move around, log in a minute or two early. Make sure you don't multitask during the meeting because, we just want you to focus. We want you to lock in during the meeting. Make sure you're well aware of what's going on. Speak and act naturally. Avoid all the little extra time you speak. Allow a little extra time before you speak. Say your name. Make sure we understand that the opinion that you have is coming from you and only you. We want to know who your name is and all that other stuff. We want to know who you are before you say something. And then avoid stripped clothing and all the other plaid shirts and the loud plaid. We don't need to see all that. We just want to make sure you're there, you're focused in a presentable manner. You don't have to wear anything different that you don't wear at work. How does Dell use social media to listen to customers? They use Twitter, social media outlets. They can, social media is a good helping tool. If you use it the right way, it could be a tool for your company. If you're listening to the critics online, they'll tell you what's going on. They'll tell you what's wrong. They'll tell you what they want better. If you listen to those people, then you probably end up progressing your company in a way. You got to always elevate. You always got to evolve in your company. Make sure you're going with the flow. Make sure you're staying on top of the game. How can a company differentiate itself from other companies and other companies that's in their competition with you? Then you should allow social media to help you. Social media can help you in many ways. When you see people saying, oh, they're doing this and that the same, change it up a little bit. You don't have to do everything the same as another company that's kind of competition with you. Change it up. They might like a different pace. Thank you.